I've always been Utah.
Since I was little. I've been a Ute.
Like, all right, so we'll get done. Jim Fossil's wife started with a group of her friends. They started just meeting weekly and talking about the game. Really, I think it was an excuse to get the wives up here so they can actually see their husbands.
I want to be more knowledgeable. I want to be the real football mom. I've got 8-year-old twin boys that played the first time this year and a 14-year-old that played the first time this year. Never wanted to push my boys into football, even though I love it.
What are they supposed to be doing when they're defending on a pass?
Exactly.
I always thought I was pretty knowledgeable about football. I mean, more than most women that I know. But I've gotten a lot of real detail stuff, and it's been really fun to kind of get more of the inside track on what the players do and what the coaches are thinking.
Okay, here's the end zone. All right, here's the BYU game. Okay, here's that jackass Harlan.
I didn't really think we would have as much access to the coaches as we've had, to tell you the truth.
We can cut that canvas.
He's willing to tell you more, and he's willing to tell me.
Well, that's good.
Wrist above elbow, great picture right there.
That's kind of how this class, works. It's it's not to get them, one up on their husbands and boyfriends and sons and all that stuff.
My husband's really jealous. He really wants to be here, and I'm like, too bad.
It's kind of the beauty of the class. They get to see the actual inside workings of Utah football. It hasn't hurt us. None of our secrets have been, given away. It's not like we have a bunch, but they really appreciate it.
Every coach was talking about ball security, had his own terminology.
Do you like how it's set up where it's just women coming to this?
I do, because, testosterone would start flowing. Think about it. They'd start throwing out terminology that would just be, there'd be probably something simple explanation for it, but because we haven't heard it,
Holding, okay? There you go, holding.
What's holding? Because everything looks like holding.
Everything, good point. A referee can call holding virtually every play, all right? It's degrees of holding. If you get really flagrant and really obvious, that's when they call it.
A lot of the times, obviously, if it's against us, we're opposed by it, but I appreciated knowing exactly, what they're looking for. I knew there were 7 guys out there, but I didn't really know what area of field they each called, so that was very informative for me.
You guys tell me if you think this is pass interference. Ball's thrown.
No!
You tell me.
No.
This is a,
You turned it in.
yeah, we did.
And what they say.
Yeah, you're probably right. Good luck next week.
That's
Awful. Awful. Makes you want to throw up.
That last one was definitely not pass interference. Especially against BYU.
And I'm watching things closer, and I'm always thinking, okay, I'm going to have to ask that question.
Like, you want to move on from the UNLV game, but obviously you want to look at some things and try and fix them.
I don't know if it's they don't know or what, but they're not shy. Like, hey, why didn't we run the ball on fourth and 1 instead of throw it? They're just blunt about it. It's like teaching someone the game for the first time, and they actually pick it up. You can see it. It's really kind of a special thing to see, because all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, that's why I love this game. It's awesome.
Again, it's always the personal. I don't know. Probably because it's always been personal for me. Getting to know the coaches, knowing something personal about the football players, that I think pulls fans in, and it dedicates you for a lifetime.
I love the coaches, and I think getting to know them better has made me just love them more. And I tend to be somebody, I'm not somebody that's out there going, oh, they must have messed that up. I'm always kind of more positive, because I'm one of those people, rain or shine kind of people.
It's not the kid's fault. It's always my fault. It's not the kid's fault. Don't ever think I blame it on the kids, because it's on me.
I think they're always really kind of protective of their players, and I'm kind of protective of the players. I feel kind of maternal towards them. That's why I always, when they lose and stuff, I'm like, clapping and singing, you're like, you get, we still love you, or do they, not get that because they're so, you know what I mean? Or do they care? Or do they care that these older women love them?
We feel a little bit like we let you down.
I just want them to know that they don't need to feel that way.
We know that there's our fans out there that are, they're going to be with us, through thick and thin, and there's the fans that, that are fair weather or whatever, whatever you want to call it. But it's nice to hear because, especially at a time like right now when we're struggling, that voice right there sounded like 100 voices.
Go Utes.
Go Utes.